Like we always insist of having the final version of the code. Like the reason for that, just imagine that you passed the audit, everything was fine, right? But then your product owner says that we need badly this feature and you need to update your contract like before you release. Basically, that's possible. You can always modify the code, right? You just made the new tests and you upload it to the mainnet. Like basically, you push the code to the mainnet. But at the end of the day, it may face the issue that even if you're changing like a couple of functions, even if your changes are quite small, those changes can basically break the logic of the code, or they can just breach the securities. So that's why like we always insist of having the final code that will be frozen, like untouchable, and only after like we will do the smart contract audit. But that's not the case. Like sometimes it's happening that a couple of our partners, for example, they have plenty of developers in house and they have in constant development. Like they are jumping from one feature of the product right to another, and like they are producing quite a lot. Like they have a huge stuff account, right? And they are just moving towards like in the very high pace. And what like in what case, what we how we are working in such case, basically like we are doing an audit after audit, but for a specific commit. For example, like they are doing the development of the new feature, but this feature is ready. They put it on the shelf, and this feature is basically waiting for the release. They are passing these contracts with the dependencies, of course, to us. Like we are checking this very commit. We are giving our feedback. We're giving the list of features found. They are rechecking it. They are fixing it, and basically that's ready to go. But constant development, like it's always about being reviewed and audited. If you're like heading towards one huge development, maybe you won't need basically to do a review of every single commit of yours. Like if you're piling up your contract in one code base and the code base is frozen at the time, right? You can just pass it to us in one chunk. But if you're doing constant development, that's the separate approach. It just depends on your business needs and on your timelines, I would say.